Hello. As a business owner, it's important to know your numbers. And one number that I'm going to show you today is called break even. I'll write it out here so you can see what we're talking about. Break even is not anybody's goal. Nobody wants to make zero profits, but understanding what amount of sales that you need to break even is a very important thing to know. So first I'll go through the calculation and then I'll explain why it's important. So let's say that you have a gross profit margin of 75%. That means your cost of goods is 25%. So you take your sales, you minus your cost of goods, and you end up with a gross profit of 75%. And your overhead, which is all the fixed expenses, is $1,000. The way to calculate break even is to take your overhead and divide it by your gross profit percent. And in this case, that would be $1,000 divided by 75%, and that's $1,333. That's how much sales I need to make in order to break even. Now, why is that important? That's what you have to make to pay the bills. Anything less than that, you're not going to be able to sustain that business for very long. And it also is important to understand if you're projecting sales and you project, say your projections are $2,000 in sales, and you know your break even is $1,333. Well, that gap, that's a large enough gap to where I'm pretty comfortable. If you miss your sales by a bit, you're still going to be able to break even or make some money. And on the other hand, if your sales projection was 1,400, and again your break even is 1,333, that's a very small gap. So any miss on your sales and you're going to have some problems paying your bills. Another use for break even is if you're wanting to add resources, say a piece of equipment. If you have a $1,000 piece of equipment that you want to add to your overhead, then how would you calculate the sales required to pay for that equipment? Well, we happen to have already done that, because what we're doing is we're adding another $1,000 in overhead, and you use the same formula, and that means you need to increase your sales by another $1,333. I hope this has been helpful to you.